Now children, let's see a few sums of shares and dividend. Let's have a recap of the formula first. First thing children we have is investment. What a person invests, investment is given by market value into number of shares. Well, in a rare exceptional cases, children will be nominal value into number of shares. Rare and exceptional cases, children will be nominal value into number of shares. Next, children, we've got dividend, which is very important, or income. Dividend or annual income. Annual is d% upon 100 into nominal value into number of shares. Now children, once we have these two, this is also equal to sales proceeds, children. Sales proceeds. Because children, whatever the person pays to buy, the other person, for the first person it's sales proceeds, for the other person it's investment. So the same procedure, children, same formula, forward, backward. And this nominal value number of shares becomes total nominal value also, children, remember that. Now, let's see an example, let's see a question to elaborate on that. Mr. Shah has 60 shares of nominal value ₹100 and he decides to sell them when they are at a premium of 60%. Of 60%, he invests the proceeds in shares of nominal value ₹50 quoted at 4% discount, paying 18% dividend. Find sales proceeds number of shares he buys, annual dividend or dividend. So children, one by one, which has 60 shares, that's number of shares, nominal value ₹100, premium of 60%. So children, market value accordingly will come out to be 100 plus 60% of 100, which would straightforward come out to 160 rupees. So children, here the sales proceeds would be the same as market value into number of shares. Market value, children, is 160, number of shares is 60. 6 times 16 is 96 and 2 zeros. That's sales proceeds, children. First part. Number of shares he buys. Now, in the second case, the nominal value is ₹50 and market value is at 4% discount. So 50 minus 4% of 50 cancels is to give it 2 times, cancels to give it 2. To give us 48 rupees as the market value. Once you have the market value as 48, children, dividend is 18%. Dividend percent is equal to 18%. So children, here for number of shares, equals to investment upon market value. Children, investment is the same as sales proceeds because he's selling the shares and buying another one. So the money he gets, which is 160 into 60, he invests in the shares and market value we got is 48. So he'll cancel off with 12 5 times, with 12 4 times. 200 shares. So he's bought 200 shares, children. The number of shares he bought is 200. Finally, the dividend, children. Dividend here would come out to be formula d% upon 100 into nominal value into number of shares. So children, to sum like this, dividend would come out to be 18% upon 100 into nominal value, which is 50. Number of shares, which is 200. Cancels with this 2 times, cancels with this 9 times. That's the dividend he gets, rupees 1800, children. That's the dividend he gets. So that's the first answer, sales proceeds, and he invests in the second company where he gets 200 shares, and because of 200 shares, 18% nominal value 50 rupees, he gets 1800 rupees as dividend. Let's do an example to elaborate on this, children. Mr. M invested rupees 9,000 in a company paying a dividend of 6% per annum, when a share of face value rupees 100 is available at rupees 150. Find his annual income. First part. Then he sells out the shares, 50% of the shares, when price rises to rupees 200. What is his gain in this transaction? So children, the question says investment rupees 9,000, dividend equal to 6%, nominal value rupees 100, market value rupees 150. So dividend, children, dividend is equal to d% upon 100 into nominal value into number of shares. That will be, children, 6 upon 100 into nominal value into number of shares, which would be 9,000 upon 150, because market value is 150, children. 9,000 is the investment. This cancels with this. This cancels with this. Goes in 3 2 times, goes in 3 5 times, goes in this once. So that's, children, 360 rupees. Rupees 360. Then he sells out 50% of his shares. That means number of shares sold is 50% of the number of shares he has, which is 9,000 upon 150. He's got 30 shares, children. He's got 60 shares, out of which he sells 30 shares. He sells 30 shares and at rupees 200 when he bought it at rupees 150. So profit per share is equal to 200 minus 150, which is rupees 50. That's the amount he gains. So gain in the entire transaction, gain in transaction, he gains 50 rupees for every share he sells, and he sells 30 shares. So he gains 1500 rupees, children. That's his gain in the whole transaction. Children, here they're talking about only this transaction. They're talking about only this transaction, children. So we need not go into his profit which he's made by getting dividend. Dividend is a separate case. They asked us for the profit he makes in this transaction, children, which would come out with 1500 rupees, children. Another formula, children, we have is relating dividend percent, profit percent, or yield percent, rate of return, profit percent, interest percent. They all mean the same, children. It's given by dividend upon investment times 100. Dividend upon investment times 100. As a formula relates dividend and profit percent, that's dividend percent into nominal value is equal to profit percent into market value, children. Remember that. That's a relation that exists between both of them. Let's see a few sums based on that. Question says, man has a choice to invest in rupee 100 shares. Rupees 100 shares of two firms at rupees 120 each or rupees 132 each. The first firm pays a dividend of 5%. And second one of 6%. Second part, how much more will his annual return be if he invests rupees 26,400 with the firm from which he gets better return on his investment. So children, let's add information. Nominal value in both cases rupees 100. Dividend percent in the first case 5%. Market value rupees 120. Second case dividend is 6%. Market value is rupees 132. Now children, let's find out which one's better. So that's P percent into MV is equal to D percent into NV. So that's children, profit percent is equal to D percent. That's 5 into nominal value, which is 100 upon 120. Cancels 5, 6 to give us 25 by 6, which is 4/1/6%. And in second case, children, this will again come out with the same formula, that's P% is equal to D% into nominal value upon 132. It cancels with this to give you 22, cancels 11, cancels 50, and that's 4 6 by 11%. And of course, children, 4 6 by 11 is better rate of return as compared to this. So this one's a better investment. Second investment is better. Second investment is better. Now children, for the next part, how much more will his annual return be if he invests 26,400 with the firm from which he gets a better return on his investment? How much more? So children, the dividend we need to calculate in both cases, dividend in first case and dividend in the second case. Dividend in first case is D% upon 100 into nominal value into number of shares, which remains the same for second case. Dividend is 5 upon 100 into nominal value into number of shares, which is 26,400 upon 120. Cancels with this, 24 times, cancels with this, 1100 times, 1100 rupees. Dividend in second case, children, dividend in second case would come out to be D% upon 100 into nominal value into number of shares, which is 26,400 upon 132. This cancels with this cancels with this. And this cancels with this, children, once. 44 2 times, 1200 rupees. So children, the dividend in second case would be more by rupees 100. It will be more by rupees 100, children. The second case dividend is more than the first case dividend by 100 rupees. Let's take an example, children. Mr. K sold a certain number of shares of rupees 20. Each, paying 8% at rupees 18, and invested the proceeds in rupees 10 shares, paying 12% at rupees 5 premium. If change in his annual income, if the change in his annual income is rupees 80, find number of shares sold by him. So children, in the first case, number of nominal value rupees 20, dividend percent in the first case 8%, market value rupees 18. Dividend, children, is given by D% upon 100 into nominal value into number of shares. That's D% upon 100 nominal value into number of shares. Let's take that as X. So we get 1.6x. That's dividend in first case. Now children, if we invested the proceeds, so he sells them at rupees 18. Which is investment in second case, would be number of shares into market value, which is market value to number of shares. Therefore children, in second case now, nominal value is rupees 10, market value is rupees 15, dividend in second case is 12%. Now children, dividend in second case would come out to be d% upon 100 into nominal value into number of shares. Number of shares children comes out to be investment upon market value, cancels with this. This cancels 3 times, this cancels 5 times. So we are left with 36x upon 25, multiplying and dividing by 4 children. We get 1.44x as dividend in second case children. Now they say change. So that's greater dividend. That's dividend 1 minus dividend 2 is, the difference is 80 rupees. So that's 1.6x minus 1.44x is equal to 80. That 0.16x is equal to 80, or x is equal to 80 times 100 upon 16, cancels with this 4 times, cancels 25 times, cancels with this 20 times. So that's 5,500 is the value of x. So number of shares sold by Mr. K would come out to be 500. With this we end this section. Thank you.